As we turn the page of another year, it's time for one last goodbye to the familiar faces who inspired and challenged us, sometimes through laughter or tears, and left an unforgettable mark on the world. Tony Jones with the story.
2021 was the year that Channel 9 lost 4 of its most cherished entertainers.
Hello, ain't you that Bert Newton?
Yes, I am, as a matter of fact.
So much bull dust on it. Oh, I feel really good.
Good evening. Australia has taken the first step towards repairing the relationship with Malaysia.
Bert Newton had undergone a leg amputation in May and never recovered. At 83, the 4-time Gold Logie winner passed away. His state funeral bringing together some of the biggest names in show business. A message from his American-based son Matthew, the showstopper.
She took something into another room, and the second she left, Dad leaned into the phone camera and whispered, "I think she's poisoning my food, Matthew."
Ernie Sigley had been battling Alzheimer's for the past several years. The little Aussie battler was 82. His death bringing to an end a decorated career that included radio and television.
All my life, in this business, it's been my dream, it really has.
In July of this year, the passing of John Cornell, better known to some as Paul Hogan's sidekick, Strop.
Eat your cocktail Frankfurts and get out.
The Strop character couldn't be further removed from the real John Cornell, an astute businessman and TV man who was instrumental in helping Kerry Packer form World Series cricket.
This is Brian Henderson, a sad Brian Henderson, saying, not good night this time, but goodbye.
And long-time Sydney newsreader Brian Henderson lost his fight with cancer. Before the news desk, though, Hendo was host of the long-running Bandstand.
Yes, well, this is Bandstand. They are the easy beats.
Music guru Michael Gudinski died in his sleep, aged only 68. His sudden death shocked not only the music industry here in Australia, but right across the world. Ed Sheeran travelling to Melbourne to perform a specially penned song in honour of his great mate.
So much has changed since you've been.
John Dorman Elliott was one of Australia's more influential and colourful figures, especially at his height in the 80s and early 90s. A one-time federal president of the Liberal Party, he was once touted as a future Prime Minister.
I was certainly going for the leadership.
And as president of the Carlton Football Club, Elliott proved that politics and football can mix.
No comment today. I'm watching the football today. I hope Carlton win.
Indeed, sport lost some of its biggest names. The cricket community mourned the death of former Test stars Colin McDonald, Alan Davidson and Ashley Mallett. In the AFL, Geelong stopped to farewell the man regarded as the king of Geelong, Frank Costa.
Injection of enthusiasm and positivity for the public here in Geelong. So it's been good.
His love for Geelong was unrivalled. As president, he oversaw 2 premierships. Graham Arthur captained Hawthorn to the 1961 premiership, the club legend passing away aged 84. In public life, few have been admired like Eddie Jaku, the Auschwitz survivor who penned the book The Happiest Man Alive. His story is remarkable. Eddie himself was remarkable. He lived to be 101. The royal family lost the man considered by many to be its rock.
He has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years.
Ill health had forced the Duke of Edinburgh to withdraw from public life several years ago. The Queen, a lonely figure, as COVID protocols were observed at her husband's funeral. Carla Zampatti was one of Australia's most successful fashion designers. The name alone brought instant recognition and credibility to the catwalks of the world. She died aged 78. Jeffrey Edelston was one of Australia's more colourful and controversial figures.
This is a part of me, football and the Sydney Swans.
His life included fast cars, helicopters, the Sydney Swans, jail and a series of all too public marriages. Dr Edelston was 78 when he died alone in his city apartment. The music industry wasn't spared the pain of loss. Mary Wilson was co-founder of the Supremes, dying in Las Vegas at the age of 76. The world also lost Charlie. The Rolling Stones drummer was 80 when he passed away peacefully in a London hospital. Back home, Andrew Peacock was a giant of Australian politics.
Pretty rough place in there. You better watch yourself. You never know what might happen to you.
The Colt from Kooyong was a pin-up boy for the Liberal Party, and while just falling short of realising his dream to become Prime Minister, Andrew Peacock, as Foreign Affairs Minister, strode the world stage with aplomb. He and wife Susan were Australia's glamour couple during their marriage. Andrew Peacock was 82. Former Victorian Governor Sir James Gobbo held the office from 1997 to 2000, passing away last month. While in the United States, the country mourned former Secretary of State Colin Powell, who died from complications of COVID. There was another legendary musician who left us in 2021.
How do you do what you do to me?
Jerry Marsden, as in Jerry and the Pacemakers. We dedicate one of his greatest songs to all those who gave us love, laughs, and a life to celebrate.
And he'll never you'll never walk alone.
I'm going to really miss jamming with you, mate. Here's looking at you, kid.
Tony Jones, 9 News.